Now from the banks of Lake Erie, EA Sports welcomes you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Cleveland Browns.
To kick off for New York.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And off we go from Cleveland. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. One man to beat. Well, just not quite enough gas in the tank, down to the 4-yard line, but still a sensational effort.
There's no doubt that the defense has to hold their points after that type of a big return against them. The only person probably more upset than them, the return guy. He didn't get it all the way to the end zone, going that far. You know he's really upset.
First and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready?
Oh, it's caught. Touchdown. David Njoku from 4 yards out. And the Browns are on the board here first in the season opener. Now the try here for the point after. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns.
7, Giants nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. Now the former Sun Devil, it's Cam Scatterboo to about the 40-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Looking to throw, dart. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Dart from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Not quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. When they failed on that 3rd down play, that brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
18, Pioneer. Here we go, here we go. 68, ready.
Throwing, Sanders. And that's going to be incomplete. 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
60 Maverick! 60 Maverick!
Sanders to throw. Pass taken in. Ball has been tight end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
No! No! Ready, ready! Gravity Lions! 60 Eagles! 60 Eagles!
To throw now, here's Sanders. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass. It's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field-flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver, that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
Now Sanders. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And it'll be intercepted. It's Deontay Banks with it. And the Giants are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
He's been having a good day so far, but I think he got a little overzealous on that one. Still young in this league. Has to learn to try not to do too much on an individual play because, as we all know, sometimes less is more. And throwing away is preferable to making the big mistake.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Safety Grant Delpit up to make the play. So if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Here's 2nd and 10. In motion right is Robinson. To throw now, Dart. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you can easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line. You know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up the defensive touchdown.
Dart from the gun on 3rd down. He'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
He was taken down by It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. On the 26.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Let's go!
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
And this is why aggressive wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this will be a Giants first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
A 7-yard gain. And the Giants first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
To throw is Dart. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Intercepted. The Browns take over first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Cut 19! Cut 19! 19, 18! 18, Rattler, 18, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates! Let's go!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is taken in by Njoku. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
First down.
Get it!
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
On first down, here's Jenkins. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70! Come on, come on! Set! 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles!
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it second down and 11. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Panther 11, Panther 11! Here we go, here we go! Hawk 70, Hawk 70! 60 Bobcat, 60 Mustang 19! Ready?
Sanders. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Cowboy 8!
Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
That's a letdown defensively because they had them stacked up third and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing first and goal looking to regroup. Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 18, Pioneer. Trap 60, trap 60.
To throw is Sanders. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Cup 19, Cup 19. I got it, I got it.
On 3rd and goal, Sanders. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And they'll accept that penalty. Jenkins will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Dart. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, Dart. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Giants have got it back to within a score. Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Giants 7.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
35-yard line.
Okay, ready?
The Browns drive about to get started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly,
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, the same tempo, and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To the air, Dart. That's caught left side by Neighbors. The Giants on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Dart going to look to throw here. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a couple. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. From the gun, here's Dart. That is caught. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 19.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off for big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Throwing his Dart. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here now, 2nd and 4. Hands it off out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Throwing from the gun here, Dart. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Oh, they're changing this at the line.
It's now 4th down and 1.
The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
The 17-yard line.
From the gun, it's Shador. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Sanders going to throw again. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety back.
It looked like 2 well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because the offensive guys, hey, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
From the shotgun, Sanders. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
19, trap 60.
Sanders once more. He's going to let this one go deep. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is taken at about the 14. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. Ball at the 33, second and 9. Here's Dart. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here now a third down and 8. Dart from the gun on third down. High up there to grab it. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On fourth down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Final shot before break. Sanders. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Here's Dart. He finds his man Johnson. Big strides, look at him go. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. 59 yards. And the Giants come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Gano the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
2nd and 10. Here's Sanders. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a 1st down, and that catch also puts him at 150 yards receiving now for the game.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now they'll change things up.
18 Rattler.
To throw now, here's Sanders. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Panther 60.
Now Sanders. He gets this into the hands of Judkins. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 33. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, down at the 33. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. That is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Sanders to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
19, Tiger, 19.
Throwing again at Sanders. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. How about this? They'll change it at the line.
Ready.
They'll try it now with Judkins. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a 1st down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
70.
Throwing, Sanders. He'll swing this out to Judkins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Quinshon Judkins with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Browns have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down and got the touchdown and cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Parker. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
To throw now, Dart. Going for the deep ball. And this ball will be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
88 yards rushing for him now here in week one. A very solid start to this new campaign.
Viking 18. Drop 60. Drop 60.
First down, right back to Judkins. Yeah, we got about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24.
Bronco 80. Dragon 60.
To throw is Sanders. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
They'll try and run here with Jenkins. That'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage. There's just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down.
7 Pirates. 70 Lions. 79 Broncos.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Sanders. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 38-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
36 yards. First down.
Throwing his Dart. And now look at this. Big gain by fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. On the ground, it's Jenkins to start the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. He took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. From the gun on 3rd down, Sanders. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Dart from the gun on 3rd down. On target over the middle to Hill. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Cam Scatteraboo taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Giants have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point try good by Gano. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Browns drive about to get started. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Got it. Ready?
2nd and 5.
Get it. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. 79 Broncos. Buffalo 18. Mustang 19.
Sanders. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try to loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Cougar 19.
Operating from the gun, Sanders. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness,
Let's go now.
there's a premium for all of that
18
now.
Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Hey. Roll. Bronco 80.
An inside run to Jenkins. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this 2nd half. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. York able to send this one through. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
Well, you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. From the gun, here's Dart. his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Here's second down. Now they'll change things around before the snap. Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. He's got Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for 2 scores, obviously. Here's 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 140 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
1st and 10 at the 36.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Cougar.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Chauncey Golston. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" Because here they come.
Cowboy 80. 70 Lions. Trap 60. Trap 60.
Here's Sanders operating from the gun. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is taken in at the 5. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
19 left. Dragon 6. Curve 19. Curve 19. Go.
Operating from the gun, Sanders. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Check 70 Lions.
From the gun, it's Shador. Touchdown, Browns! Quinshon Judkins from 3 yards out. And the Browns are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this this one. Definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Dart. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get nothing out of that one. The city always a little extra excitement for week 1 in one of our early window games here